GhengisClams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, players of Universe 133. Welcome to another edition of the Archer Files. It's stardate 98473.77, Earth time 15th of November 2020. In today's show, we look at the territories. Who owns what? Who's taken over where? And why? I'm GhengisClam, and alongside me is a team of dedicated professionals bringing you all the news from our universe live, as it happens. The Territories map is pre-recorded and may not be representative of the gameplay that's being discussed at the moment, as the map has been recorded after the show and therefore changes that have happened since today may not be represented on the map. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, members of Server 133. Welcome to the very first episode of Universe 133 News. We're going to bring you weekly updates on all the comings and goings on Universe 133. Anything that is newsworthy will be reported here by myself, GhengisClam, and our team of talented professionals, introducing DJ Clam.
Good evening.
And Kismet Kizzy.
Hi.
Of Wolf and Clam, respectively, or the other way around. And we're going to bring you all the latest happenings on our server, Universe 133. For this week, Scopely have obviously launched the territories, and this, for me, is a game changer. We are faced with a number of people who, let's face it, they're unhappy with the game, the grind. There's so many things to do and not enough time in the day to do them. And for many people, this does take up a large portion of their lives. And Territories has come just at the right time. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it really is a game changer. I've had a lot of fun over the last few days, and certainly, if we have a look at the map, as we're going to in a few moments, other alliances are feeling it the same way.
Well, this is supposed to be a strategic game. That's what it describes itself as. And I think for the first time ever, this game has become strategic. Alliances can form coalitions. We can go into battle together. We can take hold of territories and keep them. And we can form lasting coalitions and work together or kill each other. It is now a game of strategy. Well done, Scopely, for once. Well done.
Yeah, I have to agree there. I think, to quote Sillet Bang, it's free pew pew with kind of no hard feelings afterwards. It's what this game was missing. It's a PvP game, and yet, I mean, lots of servers have their own rules for rules of engagement, but for our server, some alliances are almost crippled by, what to do and what not to do, who to hit and who not to hit. This
must wait 5 minutes, must take 10 minutes to do this. You can't do this here, you can't do that there. We don't play a game to do more rules. We have enough rules in life. Let's have some fun with it. And I think, as you were saying, Genghis, this update really is a game changer, that now we can have some proper fun, PvP fun, without any hard feelings and long-lasting wars over mines.
Yeah, and just having access to your own mines that nobody else can take, apart from your own alliance, but that's your own internal struggle. I don't know. I don't know about you, Kizzy, for Wolf, but I know for us it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's I think once the territories start filling up and battles start for new territories, will be yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
At the moment, there's not many alliances in, are there? How many alliances do we have in at the moment? I think it's about 11.
Well, if we just we actually have some, I was going to say breaking news. It happened yesterday. So
breaking news.
When the first two alliances that moved onto the board were predictably Lunar and Wolf, and I think they just grabbed the first systems that became available. For those of you that don't know, the territories are on a 7-day timer, so every territory will become available at some point within that time zone. Now, for the remainder of the Discovery story arc, these times are fixed. So you can click on a system, click its embassy by clicking either the green button or sending a ship to the system and clicking the embassy in the middle of the system. You can see the timer, and it may be 5 days, it may be 2 days, but as soon as systems become available, alliances are trying to take them. Now, yesterday, there were 2 epic battles, one of which I'm going to show you now, which is Hive versus RH. And both alliances received some assistance, predictably, from Lunar and Wolf.
Okay, can you play it and we can do director's commentary?
So let's take a look at this video then. It's actually the second ever takeover that took place on Universe 133. That's right, guys. The second ever takeover that was contested on the Archer universe. The first one was Clam versus Nero, and unfortunately, because I was a participant, I was unable to get a recording, but we got this one, so let's watch.
Okay, so we're now filming, and it does look like there's a little bit of action. We have just taken down Compst. For those on server 133, hello from Clam. We rock. No, seriously, Nero, you played a blinder. I don't know how we did it, but that rally in the final third, I think, made all the difference when it's triple points. So here we are in Framted in the beta system, and it appears our friends, to be honest, we're not involved in this fight because we've got friends on both sides, but this is good. Although Hive seem to be the only one scoring points, so I don't know who's contesting it.
Throughout this entire battle, did no one else apart from Hive register a takeover?
I'm wrong, because if you click the flag, you will see basically the thing in the corner shows you who's winning.
Push.
I'll just over this in a moment.
Boy. This is strange. Why is only Hive scoring points? There's obviously action. So SSUK are taking out the RH and KKG nodes, but KKG are not contesting this system. Oh, I see. Yes, they are. Yes. If you see the little icon next to the ship, that means they are contesting. So they just haven't scored any points, or I haven't registered them for scoring a point. Okay, so Lunar are getting involved, and they are on the side of RH. Yeah, this is going to get tricky keeping track of who's with who. So SSUK are in a coalition, and clearly they are somehow friendly with Hive. Hive are currently 394 points to the good, and RH appear to be pointless.
All right.
I'm not saying their alliance is pointless, but they appear to be pointless in this capture. Bit of protection for Wixie. Guys, you're friends. Are you on opposite sides for this one? What's going on? Why are you hitting each other? Why are you hitting yourself? Stop it! Okay, DRB are also contesting. This is interesting. I see. Oh, and yeah, Nero, you wasted your points. Yeah, wow.
That's all that needs to be said about that.
449, 15 minutes left. This is good. I wish I'd got our fight, because our fight was so much better than this. This is... Wolf know what they're doing. They helped us secure our system. Bang. Oh, where's the fight? Come on. Somebody hit the button. There's a nice jelly. Look at that. Whoa, what a ship.
Some of these fights last forever.
Okay, so Lunar are
Yeah,
helping.
I've noticed that some actually last 4 or 5 seconds, and some last like 8 or 9 seconds.
Run, Guo, run!
If you can, Kiss, just do a bit of screen recording.
How did he go
with
through
the-
you?
Ooh,
I
what?
don't know how to do that.
Whose audio? Is that audio of you now, or is that
That's audio
in
of the
past?
video.
I can't tell what's you in the past and what's you now.
How do I screen record, Genghis?
Are you on an iPhone?
You on iPhone?
Yeah,
Swipe down from the top right,
Swipe down.
right.
and you should
Yeah.
see a dot inside a circle at the far right of your dashboard. Well, it's far right of mine, but on the right hand side, you've got a torch symbol, a battery symbol, a clock symbol, those sort of things.
Yeah.
And there should be also the screen record button, which is the circle with a solid circle with a line circle around the outside of it.
Yeah, and it's almost the same for the latest Android. You've got the torch.
No, I don't have that.
White, right.
Oh, okay. If you go into
A dotted square with a camera in it.
Settings, it's going to be where's dashboard, home screen.
I'm sorry, I'm not speaking here. I'm just amazed. Who the hell's helping who? Okay, so SSUK are not DRB's friends. Hive certainly aren't, but then again, they're in the fight. But from this list, I've got no idea who's who. I mean, Nero, they're not in the fight. I don't know why they wasted the resources, but RH can do this if they get on these empty nodes. It's 1 point for a ship being in the system, another 4 points for being on a node. That's 5 points, and we're in the final third, so that means triple points in 1 minute's time. So that's 20 points a node. Why is there so many unoccupied nodes? What is wrong with these folks? Okay, he's earning a crust, and XPT don't like him. Nope, he's gone. God, where you going? Don't you want to score points? You're going the wrong way. Reverse. Where you going? No, Isogen's not going to help you. Where are you going? ROE won't help you here. Oh, I see. Right, okay, you've just wasted like 200 points in the time it took you to fly to him, and he's not even there. Yes, he is. Why was that more important than holding a node? Are you insane? What is wrong with you? And you, Ghost Hunter? Don't attack each other. Let your friends do the attacking. Take the nodes. Jesus, take the nodes. Okay, let's see what's going on in Alpha. Let's see if this is more quiet. Okay, there's some clams in here helping out. Right, okay. Why is the tritanium in this system? Who wants tritanium? Wow, this is a bad target. Okay, so let's see who's got... Right, RH are safely ensconced on these nodes. Right, okay, here comes Hive. Yep, that's not going to help. Malachor, you're going to take him out, I assume? Yep, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this system is locked out for RH. If only they would occupy the nodes. These people need to learn strategy. But at least I've been fair and I've told both teams.
Oh yeah, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, here we go. This is funny. The cameraman gets attacked. I have 1.4 million Sally.
Oh, they've hit me.
Oh shit! Oh, well,
They've killed me.
So are you saying that again another reporter was sent to report on Luna's success and they wiped you out?
They did, yeah. I was
down
trying to run away from them, but they got me.
So Luna don't want anybody to report their successes. We'll remember that for next week. I was going to do a piece on Luna, but if they don't want the publicity.
That's a good
I
point.
think maybe if we had asked if we could come in and record some of it, then they probably would have let us.
If we changed our names to Press and the Alliance name to Press and turned up, we might have actually stood a chance.
That's it, guys. Just hold your nodes. Coax the fight over the line. You got this.
I killed them.
Oh.
Well, them killing kids is a bit harsh, but I suppose they're killing anything that isn't
Poor little
got
disco.
the purple colouring on it. My 200 million PD score doesn't mean 200 million pies destroyed, you know.
Okay. And there we have it, guys. Hive have secured the system. Okay, so let's have a look at what we have so far this week. We have XPA took a system largely uncontested, as did SSUK. Wolf were the first ones to take a system, followed closely by Luna, the top two alliances on the server. They have 3. Wow, they actually did. Right, okay, so they've taken a second one. They've moved out into Idea Beta and Idea Alpha, as well as Terza, which is the 2-star, so they must have just taken that today. Okay, they are expanding. We also have XTP have this system, and I can exclusively reveal half an hour ago the Clams secured Comst in what was an epic battle. Thank you to SSUK, UNOA, XTP, and of course Wolf, without whom our strategy would not have worked. Rally in the final third, move from alpha to beta, and secure the nodes. Nero did amazing. They were ahead for 20 minutes, but they just relinquished control of their nodes, and that's the sound in the death drums in the final third. It's all about those bonus points. As long as you can stay in pace with the leaders, what you do in the final third is all that matters. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this news piece. I've been GhengisClam. We've been bringing you server 133 news. I'm going to have to come up with a better name, but until that time, I bid you auf Wiedersehen. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Okay, thanks for that, Genghis, our in-the-field reporter, reporting on scene at the Hive versus RH battle. That was the second ever contested takeover that took place in the Archer universe earlier this week. So, DJ, if this is going to be the shape of things to come, it's going to be interesting diplomatically, as well as just people's just shit turning up for the fight. I know Silit Bang just showed up because he wanted to kill stuff. And, you know, there's something for everyone.
I believe we also might have sent a fleet in there as well to kill stuff.
But, well, we kind of had friends on both sides, so it was kind of difficult.
Very awkward. Exactly. That's a problem, isn't it?
Okay, so we have here, and there's a territory just become open in Barassa. Now, this big icon here in the middle of the screen, this is what happens when a territory is being opened. Now, there are 3 icons in the middle. That means that this system is worth 3 stars. No, they're not stars.
It's an expensive one.
It's an expensive one, and nobody can access it. Why? Because all of the territories surrounding this area are currently vacant. And once you take a territory, to move onto the board, you have to take a 1-star territory. At this point, so if we zoom in on Wolf, Wolf have taken Beku, and we can see there are two systems here, Beku Alpha and Beku Beta. One of those will have 2-star isogen nodes. And the importance of isogen is that you need this resource in order to capture new territory. So Wolf, if they want to, when Brejack opens in 4 days' time, they can move into that system because they are next to it. It's a 2-star system, so it will have 3-star isogen nodes inside it. And I'll just zoom back out now. So, guys.
And also, if you look up, you can see that system is going to be contested by Kook, as they have also got a 1-star system there, and will be going for the same one.
Yeah, so we can see that here there's a path leading directly into Brejack Beta, and for Wolf, there's a path joining into the Alpha system. So both these alliances can access this 2-star system when it becomes available in 4 days' time. So there is one system between them. It's another 1-star, but why wouldn't you want to expand your territory? Again, for those who don't know, alliances can move their bases into their home system. And as long as they own the territory, they're free to shield and do whatever else they might like to do. Once they lose a territory, they lose the ability to shield. Their system won't, their base won't be moved, but they won't be able to shield, which of course, if somebody else captures that area, it leaves you as a sitting duck. So, you know, you don't want to do an Ahmed and remain unshielded.
Or run out of relocation tokens, G.
Relocation tokens, yeah, it's just exactly the same as you would relocate anywhere else. It costs a token. You can't relocate there until you have a ship in the area. This is something that some people are missing, that we own the system, I can't move. Send a ship first, because these deep space systems are not visible unless you are actually in the area, and that requires a ship being present. So, for example, for me to film that hive battle, I needed to be present. And it's quite, as a side note, it's quite interesting that whilst my Saladin was there, it's 1 million strength, obviously crewed by PvP because I'm not stupid. I was attacked by a guy running running Pike and Tilan in a 1.4 million Saladin. And he died.
Yes, he would.
He died.
Yeah.
It's just the importance of PvP crew, guys. You know, officers are king. But back to the map. We see there, obviously, we talked about Quack and Wolf. The big, basically, event for me of note is Luna has expanded already into a 2-star system. Wolf were originally here in Perim because that was the first system that was available. And I assume they realized that was a strategic bad position, so they have moved, which sadly meant they couldn't expand into Hubishan when it opened earlier. But Luna have stayed where they started and have now taken a 2-star node. So this kind of puts them in prime territory to take the first 3-star for our server, because they are now mining that 2-star isogen, which they will need to take a 3-star system. Sorry, 3-star isogen to take a 3-star system. And for this, I don't know about you guys, but this is why I love this. Just looking at this map, all the possibilities. But it does put Luna in prime position.
It does for the moment, but they are, as has been proven recently, the Luna family is a very, very strong family. It's made up of 3 core alliances. But at the moment, there are a lot of other alliances working together as a whole that wouldn't normally work together to be that other side, to be whichever side you want to be, the Rebel Alliance or the Empire, or if you want to be the Federation or the Romulans, whichever way you want to look at it, you now have the family versus the coalition. And that coalition is made up of a loose group. They're not all working together. There's some friendly fire, but they are working to secure the rest of the map. Now, when Luna decide to move on and move to other systems to get those really good resources, those really good upgrades, they're going to run into problems because other alliances are going to interdict them. They don't need to stop Luna from taking a system. They just need to stop Luna from getting to the system before that they have to take before it. It's very strategic. It's like a game of chess, but in space with things that explode.
I think, I mean, you mentioned this kind of coalition. Is it not just a thorn in their side? I mean, surely they'll just swap them to the side.
Well, you say that, but it's down to sheer numbers in the system at any one time. Now, as we know, Luna have got some really, really powerful ships, but they can't do a thing if 30 other ships that are reasonably powered come along and hit them. Now, it would take a lot, but if they want to stand up to, if a server wants to decide something, if 6 alliances want to send their ships into combat, I don't think Luna would fare very well.
I think, I mean, I'm a bit gutted in a way that I haven't got footage of the Clam Nero conflict, because that would have shown
that was a prime example over. Yeah, there was more of us they had higher strength. We had more players. Simple as
I think that came as a shock. Certainly, Nero did not expect us to be so strong, and I really don't think Luna did either. Behind the scenes, there's obviously been discussions, but it leaves in my mind that the possibility for a third party. I know there is. I'm not going to mention any details because it's rumor at the moment, but there is talk of mergers coming in the future, which may well be the discussion point for next week. For me, this territories it opens. I mean, obviously, the possibilities are endless, but
we haven't even explored half these systems to see what they actually do yet.
Sorry.
I say we haven't even looked in half of these systems to see what they do yet. Like you say, it's endless and they switch now. We've recently found out. 1 week it can be a PvP upgrade, and the next week you can be getting research speed increases.
So I'm just having a look at this system, which is SSUK. Now SSUK were one of the early adopters. So we had Wolf and Luna who jumped onto the map early doors, swiftly followed by one of the X alliances and SSUK. Nero, Clam, and Hive came the day after. So we've got the majority of the top 10 alliances, and maybe top 15, have either made an attempt at the board or are on the board. But for me, we've got. So I was just going to quickly look at SSUK's buff. They have a shield penetration enhancer. So it works on most of these buffs work along the similar principle. It applies to the base stat. So that is your stat before your research and your other factors are added on. So all the bonuses stack. So this shield penetration enhancer is a 40% base shield penetration for all ships. So the shield penetration stat, is that battleships? I forget which.
Yes. So explorers have shields, so the battleships will penetrate the shields.
Yeah. So the battleship has a massive shield penetration, and 40% on top of that is not insignificant. It's not as much as you might think because it's before your research is applied. But all these bonuses stack together. They don't wipe each other out. So that means that SSUK's battleships will be relatively stronger than your own, given the same level. And for me, this is where as you were saying, these things can change. This is where uncertainty comes into it. So we've got Wolf on one side and Luna on the other. The potential for a third party to come in, which I'm suggesting the Russian federations. This is going to be an interesting week.
I believe the first part of the Russian Federation failed in their attempts earlier to take a system. I should.
Really?
Yes. The mighty KGB empire appeared to join into a system. From what I saw a little bit of it, and I read the rest on GalChat, so I do apologise if my information isn't 100% correct, but I believe they started their takeover with just 6 minutes left on the clock, thinking to themselves that they would get all of these points last minute, obviously, as the triple point magnifier. They obviously saw not many points, and somebody else turned up, yes, en masse. And
hold your nodes, guys. Hold your nodes.
That's what it is. If you're not holding a node, you're not scoring any points. As we found out when we did ours, we were losing. We were losing categorically. And then at the last minute, we put in another 20 ships on nodes and won.
If your alliance, right, we'll quickly go through the points. So you get 1 point for any ship being in the system as long as your alliance is contesting the system. So the first thing you do is, for a 1-star system, the timer is 30 minutes. Once the system opens, your Commodores or Admiral will click the button to take over the territory and pay the requisite entry fee. If you already own the node, there is no if you already own the system, there is no entry fee. Your attempt to defend is automatic. But you click the button and your guys can then capture nodes. If they have a ship in the system, they still earn a point every tick. If they're on a node, that's an additional 3 points. But as you were mentioning there about the last 6 minutes, this is the key that some alliances appear to be forgetting. In the final third of the takeover time, it's triple points. It's called overdrive. So during the overdrive, you get your 3 points for a node. That becomes 12. Your 1 point for a ship. That becomes another 3. So there is 15 points up for grabs for every node in that system. And if you relinquish your nodes to go and kill the attacker, you're giving away 12 points.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Now, we don't want to say too much into the tactics of how you're going to take your system. But if you are the alliance taking that system and your ship is in that system, not earning you maximum points in those last 10 minutes, not earning you 3 points times 3 and then 1 point times 3, if it's not on that node, you're losing your alliance points.
Yes.
If someone's coming to attack you, they might attack you, you might win. But in those 5 seconds that it takes you to go off and try and hit them, you've lost your alliance somewhere in the region of 60 points.
So now, this is interesting. Are Mav Luna family?
I
And
No,
neither
I don't-
are
I
NG.
don't think so.
No, NG don't have any affiliation. But
This is interesting.
No.
So they have placed
Actually-
themselves in Luna's path.
actually, I might be able to reveal some. Actually, no, I'm not going to reveal it because I've not asked if I'm allowed to reveal it or not.
Yes, but in terms of Luna, we know they were working with Nero to try and take a number of systems yesterday. The first
Yes.
3 of which, it has to be pointed out, all failed.
Yes,
They
They spent a lot.
I have no idea why Nero tried to contest the Hive battle, because Hive and RH were like hundreds and hundreds of points, and Nero had like 30. Why?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
waste your resources?
See, this is where coordination comes in. What you've got there in that alliance is some officers who have access to the treasure chest but do not talk to each other. So
Yeah.
you've got an officer there who's gone, oh, look, there's not many ships in there, we can take them, has pressed start, expecting everybody to come and join. And because they've taken place in the last 3 takeovers in the day and actually have a life as well as the game, they haven't been able to take part. And they've wasted all of those credits,
Yeah.
which takes a long time, as we know, to mine. And that's the only way you get it, you mine.
That sums it up. They've wasted those credits. Now, for those of you, again, who haven't spent an awful lot of time looking at the territory stuff, when you access your territory's refinery, you will see that you have the raw minerals that you've mined, exactly the same as gas and ore and all the other nodes that Scopely have added into this game. For the isogen, when you refine it, it comes in 2 parts. So there is an iso emulsion, which you use for your own research tree. And it also then comes with some progenitor alloys or refined isogen, which goes directly into your alliance coffers. And it's very important, if you leave your alliance for whatever reason, don't click your refinery, because those resources will disappear into the ether. If you join another alliance and want to contribute to them for whatever reason, at least the resources will go somewhere. But if you do leave your own alliance, save your refinery till you get back. But
just giving
what
it away.
happens is, as DJ mentioned, the officers of that alliance can then allocate those resources towards either capturing a new system or securing that buff that you just have come into being because you've just taken over a new system. So for us in Clam, we have a unique buff that's unique just to our ships. Wolf will be the same, Luna will be the same, and every system is different. And that's what's going to make this, it's never going to remain static, because these buffs will be forever changing.
Sorry, I just wanted to, what exactly you just said there, I've just realized something. When you take over a territory, you don't have to activate the buff. It might seem obvious, but you don't actually have to spend those resources. You can just use that territory as a mining space or as a jumping off spot to your next area, or to deny it to your opponent.
Yes, so you can strategically take a system. You can also abandon a system before the allotted time as well. And remember, we are limited to 5 systems max. So no one alliance, barring coalitions, no one individual alliance can take over the whole map. And that's key, because there's been much discussion in the wider STFC community as to whether this is yet another bone being thrown towards Wales. And I would say absolutely not. If you're a free-to-play player, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot participate in territories. Every ship, one other point, every ship can be attacked in territories regardless of your level. So Kizzy, is what level are you at the moment?
32.
You could send your ship off to Najord and kill a level 11 Osbo. Absolutely no problem.
Yeah.
Because
the poor level 11.
because that ship can hold a node. And
yes. And that ship can zip around the system. A Rialta in a system is extremely effective if you could get it there.
Or a Botany Bay, another fast ship, or a ship with Plat on. There's various ways and strategies that people will devise in the coming weeks and months to make this just an entertaining patch. But because every ship matters equally, regardless of level, it is right and proper that every ship can be attacked by everyone.
Yes, I mean
it doesn't
Genghis,
matter
we're
that
using
Court's
your
level 45. She's gonna hit you regardless of your level. But the point is that you can hit her even if you're small, because she's holding a node with a tiny ship. Or some systems.
She's only got four. She's only got 4 or 5 ships. She
Yes.
can't take over a system.
This is a team sport.
Yes, I mean, Gore came to fight our battles, and if it was simply just a high level could take out everybody, then we wouldn't have the territory that we currently have. It is, as you say, a team sport, teams working together to achieve a mutual goal, and everybody's a winner. If
And it's
is
not
done
just a
correctly.
numbers game, although numbers play a big part in it. There is scope for strategy, and
Yes.
that's where some people yesterday fell down, and we saw.
When do you send the bulk of your ships in? Do you contest the system at the start? Do you wipe everybody off, or do you flood it right at the end? There's so many ways of doing it, depending who your opponent is.
And we also have I don't know, it might have been still at Bang. He's mentioned that there is a cap on the number of ships that can enter a zone. Now, I know that was true of the standard universe as we knew it prior to this patch, but I don't know whether this limit applies to these systems, and it might be at some point somebody tests that, because if you can get 350 ships into a system, you lock out that system and nobody else can get in. Is that right? Should that be allowed?
Is that a tactic? Is that a fair tactic? It's not a fair tactic in the terms of real world, as in you couldn't do that if we were truly having space battles, but we're not in the real world. This is pew pew space battles. So if it's a game dynamic, it could be argued to be a tactic.
And if you have enough ships to make that the full 700, then you completely lock out a territory and nobody else can take it.
Yeah.
That requires a number of alliances to be working together completely, because let's face it, coalitions are going to have their issues, and eventually this map's going to be full and people will get in each other's way. So
absolutely.
Whatever is built is not built to last.
Rome was not built in a day, but it did fall in a day.
It did fall in a day. That is absolutely true. Guys, I'm just wondering, Kizzy, now if we look at Wolf, they obviously moved because they were almost next door to Luna, and it made sense for a number of reasons. Do you have any kind of strategic information that you can reveal as to why Wolf chose this particular system?
I think it's more opportunity to take over territories. And that is basically just it.
So
if you look at the lines,
it wasn't to do with, for example, being right next door to Luna.
No, if you look at where they are, I've seen on the Wolf server, there's someone's done some graphics of drawing lines out from there, and that position is it's like the 5 degrees of separation. It's only ever 2 or 3 systems away from a 2-star or a 3-star, whereas the other one blocked itself quite severely in several locations.
But wouldn't Parturi have been a better choice, smack bang in the middle of the map next to a 2 and a 3?
But then it depends how many.
No, because if Luna, Obzo, and Stock surrounded that,
how many? Yeah, it's all how many paths are coming into it as well. So if you've got like 5-6 paths coming into that territory, then that's 5-6 paths that you have to police. Really,
it is interesting.
You've got 5 warpath locations. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that these territories kind of unlock as and when. It's currently on a fixed path. That's something else I don't think we've mentioned. After this story arc finishes, the Scopely have announced that the times will become random. So it will unlock at some point within the 7-day cycle. At the moment, it's a fixed point every week, the same time. Once
you got it, do you get it for a week and then it becomes random, or do you lose it randomly as well?
They haven't announced any details yet, but I'm thinking maybe.
As far as I know, I think you get it for the week, and then when it comes up to that, you can either defend your territory and keep it, or you will have to, or other people can come in and try and take it from you.
Okay.
And I think that's the way they're working it, is if you want to keep that, then at the end of the 7 days, you're going to have to fight for it.
Yeah, but if the unlock time then becomes random, you don't. Well, I think you will always know when it unlocks.
There's always going to be systems that people aren't in, because if you look at the number of them, realistically, there's only going to be probably 20 alliances doing this. If the rest of them will have to merge somehow in order to actually do this, to get the numbers, to get the resources necessary to start these takeovers.
Yeah, they might get one system, but they won't be able to expand for 2 weeks.
Exactly. If you look at the numbers of them there, I think I saw a number sheet where there was, I think, 66 systems. So divide that by 5.
Yeah.
And you've got yourself a good number of systems, 15 or so alliances that can occupy 5 at one time. You don't want 5 at one time. That's a lot to police, and that's a lot to have. You might want to abandon 3 and only have 2.
Yeah.
But you want your 2-star, you want your 3-star, and you have to have a 1-star. So there's 3 that you pretty much are stuck with. The other 2 are strategic as and whens.
But then I think that is where, like, the Lunar family or the Wolf family will come into play, because not only are they just Wolf, but they have their family that they can surround it with as well. So
which is
really,
interesting as to why. I mean, I know Quack came onto the board after Wolf, and it's a happy accident that this system became available. But I don't think it's an accident that they're here. Luna have obviously issued instructions to their feeder alliance to take that zone.
yeah.
And for them, it is kind of in the location of a 2-star and a 3-star in the same vein as Wolf, although it's slightly further away from the 3-star than Wolf's is.
I think with Quack being there, they can contest those 2-star systems, either side of Wolf. They can contest that. Now, it doesn't actually matter for Luna's purposes if Quack intend to keep those systems or actually flood it with ships to win it. What matters to Luna is to deny it to Wolf.
Yes.
Because again, this is now a strategy game. It is not just about what you can win. It is about what you can deny to your opponent. And you can win that system and then immediately abandon it. And give them the finger straight away.
For some people, is that fair? It's the game. But is it fair?
It's the game.
Some people would say, play to what you can take. Don't play to deny other people. That's being a cock.
But then I think that depends
isn't that a war game?
On the family that you're fighting against.
Yeah.
And
I think
if they have done the same to you, if they do the same to you, then it's only being proactive in your defence, really. If I was Wolf, would I want Luna in the system next door to me? No. Do I want that system? No, I don't. So I'll just abandon it. I'll go and do another one.
I think
denying that system to your enemy is a victory in itself.
I think it's
not your enemy, your rival. Sorry.
It's certainly strategy-wise a good strategy, but morally is where some people might draw a line here. I'm not saying
don't
one way or the other. I'm just
not in a game. They don't. No.
From what I've read,
there are no morals here.
No, but some people like to get on their high horse and pretend there are.
Oh yes.
That's what I'm saying. There's for every server in this game, there's going to be a number of people who sit moralizing the whys and wherefores in Galaxy Chat. I suppose it comes with the territory. Pardon the pun.
All they've got to remember is, in 8 hours' time, regardless, your ships are repaired and everything's good.
Oh, guys, look what just become available.
Oh, a 3-star system.
It's Luna's.
Oh, next to Luna.
This is interesting. We have just caught this, We are just here at the right time.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news. Let's have a look at the board. Who is contesting Luna? Who is standing
problem
in
is
Luna's
here-
way? This has been open.
The thing is,
5
Genghis,
minutes.
you
We've
can't get a
already
ship
got
in there. I
500
can.
points.
I'm sending a ship in. I think I will be immediately killed due to the fact that they will think I'm attempting to stop them.
If they take this system, they get Advanced Damage Enhancer, which is a 50% weapon damage bonus to the base stat of all ships. They will also
Now, initially,
have a damage. So they've got Advanced Damage Enhancer and Damage Enhancer. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they can apply both of them.
they can, but you look at that and you think 50% damage increase. That means that the hits are going to be 50% bigger. No, if you go to your tier 1 little tiny little ship that you've just built, the damage that ship outputs, that is the number we are talking about, not the very, very high number that you get in your actual battle log.
But given that these stack, that becomes 100%. So they're doubling the base stat.
No, it's 50% added to 50%. I'm not sure if it's 50% added to the original plus 50%.
50% twice
Multiply them
would
all.
be 100%. So
Let's cut
you've
this
got
bit out,
100 and you add 50 to it.
please cut this bit out.
And then you add another 100, another 50 to it. That's 100%.
Yes.
That is
100%. I agree.
That's not insignificant. These bonuses.
It's not.
Some people were poo-pooing this earlier in the week, and I fail to see why. It's not. Oh well, it's not a 50% of my entire stat. Well, no, because that would be overpowered, you moron.
Yes, that would mean that you could take a centurion and go and defeat an augur with it. It would just be ridiculous.
I mean, I think it was Dryfit. He after we took Compst, he was amazed that he went to do a hostile mission, and it was a boss that previously he'd been unable to make a dent. And with our accuracy bonus, he killed it with only 10% damage to his hull. So the only difference was we were now running the damage the accuracy enhancer, and he sent his Mayflower or wherever it was. These buffs are not insignificant.
Now, I on the same day, the day before we took this over, I managed to promote my Kang to 400% increase to accuracy. And then the day after, we got this buff as well. And I did some PvP after this, and my ship was nigh on invincible as long as I didn't come up against the wrong crew.
Yeah.
As long as I was just running against a standard Saladin or a D4 or any form of interceptor or a small Brel, my Max Saladin was unstoppable because it just ate through all the dodge and the shields. Oh, my ship! Breaking news from the news desk. A clam ship has been destroyed by Gore.
Oh, what a surprise. I would have put money on it being war.
Yes, I was in the system. This reporter was in the system trying to get the news for you, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get the latest and breaking news from Tholus Gamma when the Heartless, the to be honest, very efficient and very good at the game and probably quite a nice person, Gore came along and just destroyed me because I was probably a threat. And do you know what? I'd have done the same thing. But anyway, that's breaking news.
But you
from
were
the class.
You were flying the flag of a reporter. You were there to report the news, and you were mercilessly, senselessly killed by Gwar of all people.
I didn't have my press pack on, though, to be fair. I did just turn up and also I should point out that I did turn up with a full PvP crew in a Saladin.
Maybe it would be better for me to try and get in there because I have not actually got an alliance right now.
Good point, yes.
Well, this is interesting. I think if you send an insignificant ship, you also make yourself less of a threat.
Right.
Yes, this is true. That's a good point. If you have gone to this system to explore, let's suppose that you're just exploring all these systems. Now remember that you can't see in those systems unless you have a ship in them. So you want to see what's going on in these 3-star systems, see who's there. But then you go out for the day, or you go out for an hour, or you just pop off to the loo and someone starts one of these takeovers, your ship's going to be dead. It's going to be exploded because no one's going to take the risk that that floating ship is not just going to wake up and start attacking.
Interesting.
So anything that's in these systems is going to be dead as soon as this kicks off.
Yeah.
These systems are cleared of everything.
Well, guys, I think that wraps up the first episode of Universe 133 News. Maybe we'll come up with a better title in the meantime, but I've been GhengisClam. You've been amazing.
I've been DJ Clam, and you, as always, have been, hopefully, not my victims.
Yeah, I'm Kismet Kizzy, and yeah, I'm just here.
Until the next time, clam on, get the beers in. Thank you for watching. Good night.
God bless.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and players of Universe 133 for watching our very first episode.
Hi, Lady Marvel here, and if you enjoyed this episode of the Archer Files, then please remember to hit that like button. And to stay tuned, remember to subscribe and get notified for when the next episode is available. Until next time, goodbye!